Hello peoples, this is Chris aka Sonic72 and welcome back to a segment I haven't done in a few weeks called Random Creepypasta Stories. Now today we'll be taking a look at a creepypasta called Tails Doll, and if you're thinking if it's the Tails Doll story that everyone knows about, that psychotic doll that basically killed everyone, well, based on what I've read so far, it's basically not. So let's just get right into this sort of Tails Doll story from a perspective. Alright. After I got home from work, I thought I'd buy a game for my son. He was into Mario, Sonic, and Donkey Kong type of stuff, so I got him a game I don't think he's ever played. It was Sonic R. It was a racing game, as I heard, and at the time it was pretty new. I raced home to give the game and kissed my wife on the cheek. I held her, and she was happy for me giving him a present. The excitement filled my eyes, and I could tell he couldn't wait to play it. He went back to his room, and I was behind him to play with him. A couple days passed and he told me he was almost done with the game. I watched him beat the last boss and roared in excitement. He beat it. I felt good for him. I patted his head and asked how was it. The particular thing was, as I did so, I looked at the credit screen and pointed and said, "What's that?" He said it was the Tails doll. I asked, "What's the Tails doll?" What the Tails doll was. He just said that it was a Tails doll again. I obviously facepalmed and ignored the scenery. I called for him to get to the bed, and as he was sleeping, the curiosity got the best of me. I went to his room very quietly, turned the volume down on the TV, and was ready to play some Sonic R. Knowing he already beat the game, I decided to play it again, though watching from earlier, I noticed you could play as Tails doll. Knowing that was the main reason I wanted to play the game, I chose him to tag with some of the gang. It was pretty fun actually, until I tagged him up with Sonic. Right when I hit the button, my whole life changed. My life was in the palm of his hand. It was all calm at first. I must say. The screen shut off along with the game system. I let things be and went to bed with my wife. She grasped onto me as I did to her, falling in deep sleep. At around 2 a.m., I started hearing thumps on my door. Keeping it shut and knowing my son couldn't can't get the game himself, I just said, "Stop, go back to bed." The thumping kept happening. I got very annoyed and noticed as I got up there was a shadow coming from under my door. Knowing at all compared to a regular human-sized shadow, I kind of started freaking out. The word Tails kept popping into my mind. I started to slowly open the door and heard these very faint words, words I will never forget again. "You are coming with me forever." It was a doll, an evil blood-covered possessed little doll. It was from the game. It had to be. It just looked like it. I was screaming, walking the whole house as it started clawing at my toes. Blood was all over the floor, and to this day my feet ache and are sore. It was growing very aggressively as my scream got louder. My wife called the police. I scattered across the floor, running from me. Its screech was awful. It left a trail of blood behind it. It has what it needs, knowing it can't finish its job tonight. Ever since that day, I'm afraid to go to sleep at night. My sleeping patterns are scattered apart. I go to sleep around 6 a.m. and wake up around 8 p.m. to start my day. I know this may sound fake, but it isn't. I swear to this very day I am shocked to even think about my falling asleep at nighttime. Alright, now, sorry for my, stuttering for words, because, trust me, I just suck at speaking a lot, especially when it comes to reading. So, what I think about this creepypasta? Well, I mean, it is kind of mediocre. I mean, like, most creepypastas try to have the sense that, oh yeah, that something from the game gets possessed and it comes on you. Well, that's something that they, excuse me, that's something that they really shouldn't do, because, I mean, creepypastas are supposed to be stories that are scary, but also attain some sort of reality to them. Well, I don't really buy that a doll from a game will come out and try to kill someone, but it's just a story. So yeah, so guys, if you like what you see here, besides all my stuttering for words, like, comment, subscribe, or do whatever you want, and guys, I will see you next episode. Peace out, peoples, and bye-bye.